What's going on, everyone? This is ExoPluto here at my creative redstone world, and today we're going to be talking about teleportation. That's right, this machine over here, all of this redstone. We got these daylight sensors over here, we'll get to those later. All this redstone circuitry is hooked up over here to this ender pearl stasis chamber. So I don't know if any of you guys have seen this before, but basically you toss an ender pearl in there and it floats in the bubble column, and if you flick this thing right here, yep, see, we're teleported right there. But that's not very useful if you want to go anywhere farther than right here. You're not going to always be in range to flick this or send a redstone signal. So what I want to do is have the ability, because I don't know if you've noticed, but we're building Harry Potter on one of these servers here, very far away, about 20,000 blocks away. So let me just teleport about 10,000 by 10,000 blocks away here. So I want the ability to send a signal all the way back there and flick that switch. This house here represents Hogwarts, by the way. It's beautiful. This contraption over here isn't actually doing any signal sending at all. It's just a replica of what we had back at the spawn area. And what it's going to do is it's going to light up this light at the correct time. So it's not during the day, but at night. When that light goes on, it's going to tell us that we can sleep, which will trigger stuff back at spawn, which will take us back. And that is the mechanism. So let me just set the time here to night. And once the sun goes down, after a certain amount of time, this light will turn on, and now we know that we can sleep in the bed, and when we wake up, we will be teleported back to spawn. And there you go. We are back at spawn. So we just went 10,000 by 10,000 blocks in basically instantly. So back here you can see this contraption basically is the same. Most of it is the same. Here, we can reset our ender pearl over here. Most of it is the same as on the other side, just so that we can get the timing right and we know when that light needs to go on. So now we're here back at spawn and we've reset our ender pearl. How do we get back? Well, I'll show you how we get back to that 10,000 area. We go into the nether, so that, and I'm not really sure how this works, but basically if we die in the nether, and I think we have to wait a certain amount of time for the spawn chunks to kind of unload, and yeah, unfortunately we gotta kill ourselves here. If we die in the nether, the ender pearl won't despawn. There's a big caveat here. This is 1.18.1. On a vanilla game, it won't despawn. You'll have to check with your game what the ender pearl mechanics specifically are. And so we'll end up back at the 10,000 by 10,000 blocks away, and we can still get back to spawn from there. Okay, here we are back at the Hogwarts castle here. So you can see we are back. We just successfully teleported there and back. Let's just wait for this thing to kind of reset itself a little bit, get the lights going down, and then if we set the time to night again, once that's all reset, when that light goes on, we should be able to sleep. And this is all configurable, by the way. You can change the amount of time until that light goes on, and you can change the amount of time that it stays on, so that it's maybe if you're on a multiplayer server, you could have a certain time of day where people aren't allowed to sleep unless they're teleporting, something like that. So let's just try it one more time here. I'm going to show you what happens if we set it to night here, and if I decide, let's just make sure all this is cleared. Yeah, there's some things you got to check to make sure here. We'll set it to night again, and I'm just going to show that if I don't sleep during that light period, then I won't be teleported back there. So let's just wait for the light to turn on. There you go. It sent a pulse. It's turned on for a little bit, and you know, I'm doing some building Hogwarts. I don't want to go back to spawn for any reason. So I'm just gonna sleep at a later time. So I'm gonna wait till that light goes off. There we go. And right, it's off. And now if I sleep, hopefully, um, when I wake up, I don't get teleported back up there. So, yeah, I think this is really useful. I mean, there's definitely some caveats, like you might accidentally get, let's just check everything's going back to normal. You might accidentally get teleported. But in general, this is really useful for if you've got a project that's really far away, like I happen to have on the one of my servers. Okay, so let's just test now going to bed before the light goes on. And I also didn't teleport up there. So yeah, basically you can configure that to have any pulse length you want and to have any delay that you want. So maybe only at midnight or something you can teleport, or maybe right at the beginning of the day. Yeah, you can go crazy with it. So this is the redstone that I came up with. Let me just teleport out of here one more time. Just show you one more time. This is the redstone I came up with, and I'll kind of show a little bit of how it works. If people are really interested, I might do a block by block. Yeah, let's just do one more teleport here. And yeah, I'll go over what everything's doing in a little bit. So yeah, there's some downsides. Yeah, the light goes off. Just make sure everything's reset. Come on, light go on. Come on, let's go on. And now. Nope. There we go. Okay, the light's on. I'm gonna come here, go to sleep, and I should be teleported back to spawn. So there you go. We're back. Okay, so now I'm gonna go over how this works. Alright, so over here you've got two daylight sensors and hoppers passing items back and forth. So you can configure how many items you're passing back and forth. One of the daylight sensors is on, one is off. Or detecting night, one's detecting day. You send it through a comparator. This part here is basically a pulse extender. So this is a hopper clock, which you can set how long the pulse is going to happen. So at a certain time of night, you can configure this. That will send an on signal, and this light just indicates that it's on and you can sleep. And it sends it to this AND gate over here. And what's the AND gate about? Well, when it becomes day, that's what this daylight sensor, it goes through this pulse extender that has it be on for a little bit. And so basically, it was night, the light was on, and you could sleep. And now suddenly it's day for a little while, and then this AND gate gets both of those inputs, and it goes high. And that's what triggers the Ender Pearl stasis chamber. And you can just wire the redstone up to a trapdoor with your Ender Pearl stasis chamber. So yeah, that's how it works over here. Now, on the other side, this is the one thousands of blocks away, it's literally the same circuit as the left side of the other one, and it doesn't actually do anything. All it's doing is making sure we have the timing correct, so it'll show you this lamp over here, and when it goes high, you can sleep. The whole design has some drawbacks, and you'll have to test if it works on your server, but I think it's a cool contraption. Let me know what you think. Thanks a lot.